Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Aries EDC. We got some fixed blades in from Kizer. So let's check it out. All right, so this is the Begleiter series, and I think I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but this is the Begleiter series from Kizer. So these are three offerings. They come in several different offerings and blade shapes. You have Tantos, sheep's foot, drop points, and in several different materials like micarta and G10, and in AEB-L and 3V. Let's get into it. So, what do we have? We have three offerings, and we're going to go through all of them. So let's go through this one first. Basically, the specs on all these are going to be basically the same, but let's check it out. So first, this is going to be the drop point with this nice natural burlap micarta, or it looks like burlap micarta. It's very nicely done, very grippy, very smooth in the hand, very lightweight. I'll weigh this here in a second. I'll have to get my thing. Nice jimping all over, Anzo designed, and so you know it's going to work really well. This one happens to be in 3V, so 3V, and this is a hollow ground blade with that nice satin finish on it, and it is super comfortable. I like the way that they shadow boxed all the scales, so you just have a little bit of the spine and handle sticking out a little bit, but they chamfered it all well, and it's very, very comfortable. Comes with a nice secure sheath. This is a pancake sheath, so it's the two-part sheath, um, which is fine. You can see it locks in very well at that point, and it is done very well. You get the nice big clip that the Chinese companies love to give. You do have this nice push-off ramp on that to be able to push the knife in and out. Now, that's this size of a knife. In my opinion, I do not consider this an EDC knife, along with the others. This is a destination knife. So camping, hunting, fishing, hiking, if you are doing outdoor activity and you might need something, well, this might be the one for you. They're calling this area a guard, so they have the guard. It's very nicely done to pinch grip. You have the jimping up here on the spine to get your finger. And this is basically going to be for all three of these. There's just little differences between them. You do have removable handle scales on all of these, so you can take them off to service and to clean them as you need. It does have a nice lanyard hole, and it does have this little pointy end on the back to do whatever you need to do. It is a 4-finger grip for me, and the jimping is done very well up here on the spine. Plenty of jimping for my thumb to be. And they even have some jimping back here. So if you're wearing gloves or whatever, it's still going to give you plenty of grip to do that. Nice sharpening choil, done perfectly. And that is the sharpening choil that you would want on an outdoor knife that's going to get used. This is going to be breaking down game and going to be used in several different manners, which is why I don't mind the taco or the two-part pancake sheath for this. You're probably going to strap this to your belt, vertical carry, or you could scout carry that, but that would be pretty too big for me personally to scout carry. This would work fine. You can put this on a pack. You could do whatever you need to do, which is why the companies do this, because it's so versatile. You can turn it and twist it and put it however you want, but I'm not going to mess with it. This is how I got it. Again, this is coming from the pass around group, so I'm going to leave it alone in the configuration which I received, but done very, very well. So that one is the drop point Kizer. Let's talk about this one. This one's going to be a little, actually, you know what? Let's talk about this one, because this one still has the micarta and is still in the same steel, but obviously the blade shape is going to be a little bit different. The sheath and everything else are exactly the same. Nice push-off point, and again, you have a nice, comfortable handle to grip a hold of. It is basically the exact same handle. The only thing that's different is the blade shape and the finish on this knife. The black micarta is awesome. I love that black linen micarta. Very grippy. You can get plenty of grip on that. Again, excellent. They did end the jimping here, and this is the only one, the sheep's foot is the only one that has this little ramp right up in here that you can put your thumb on, but it does have that forward jimping as well right there on the spine for you to be able to grab a hold of as well. The finish on this one, again, this is 3V hollow ground. The finish that they're calling this is a tactical finish. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but it's a tactical finish. Maybe it's a Cerakoted. I was cutting some cardboard with this, and it actually removed some of the finish. So yeah, I don't know, something to keep in mind. It was double thick cardboard, but I thought this should be able to nice thin edge. It should be able to handle that, but I guess, yeah, that's kind of an issue. But I mean, I guess if you're buying this for the purpose for which it's intended, then it'll be fine. That's completely up to you. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but it's something to keep in mind. I did break down a fairly large box, but the blade stock on this is very, very thin. So that is a nice thin blade stock. The same with the other one. Both of them are very thin blade stock. I'll show you guys something else here. Let's do that now. I have my micro, and I know the blade stock on this is 1/8 inch thick blade stock, and you could tell that the Begleiter is much thinner than that. So, yep, I'm not sure what that is. I should have my calipers, but I don't have them here. And so these two are going to be at the same price point at $89.75 on Kizer's website, and I'll put the link in the description of this video. But yep, so $89 3V, which is a very tough steel, and it's going to hold an edge for a very long time, and both are done very well. And the reason I put this one off is because this one is just a little bit different. Now this is the Tanto version of the Begleiter. Again, very attractive, and if you're into Tantos, then this one is for you. Again, hollow ground, but this one is in AEB-L. So this is a different steel and different handle material. This has the OD Green G10, which is very grippy. These lines in it make this a very grippy knife, excellently grippy. Again, this one has the jimping going all the way down the spine, just like the drop point. It's interesting that the sheep's foot, they kind of stopped. They could have put it here and kept it going, but I guess because of that little hump in the blade, they stopped it. I don't know, but I really wish they would have made that go all the way down, but I guess not. Again, it has this tactical coating, and it is, again, very comfortable in the hand and an excellent user knife for you if you know destination area to do all the things that I said before. This one is going to be more budget friendly. It is a AEB-L stainless and in G10, and this one's only $59.75. So you have basically $90 and $60. So it's a $30 difference between these two offerings. Let's look at some size comparisons and look at the size of this real quick. So first of all, they're all roughly going to be around the same size. I think the drop point is the longest, so let's look at that one first. But we are looking at 7 3/4 overall, and about 3 3/4 inch blade going from the back of the ricasso area right here, which is basically the front of the scale. And then the handle starting here is just about 4 inches. So that's a good sized knife for your hand. And again, a good hunting knife, etc. Let's do the Tanto. It's going to be roughly about the same, probably a little bit shorter. So yeah, no, 7 3/4 and about 3.5 blade length to the back of the sharpened edge, and again 3 1/4, well, to there. So there is a slight difference, and then just for the heck of it, let's look at this one. Again, overall is about the same, and the blade is pretty much the same as everything else, so that's awesome. So there you go. There's your 3 blades. Let's look at some size comparisons just so you guys can see it. Let's start with something that everybody should be familiar with, and this is the Kubi Dust Devil. The Kubi Dust Devil, for me, is lengthwise about the longest of an EDC blade that I'm comfortable carrying in an EDC world. And you can see that the Kizer Begleiter is going to be much longer than the Dust Devil in all 3 versions. So you can see that. So there you go. Oh, wrong sheath. I got to pull out that sheath. And then, what the heck? Let's do, here is the Kubi AriesEDC Bloom. Obviously, much larger than all of those. And then, what the heck, since it's sitting here, here is the Micro, which has about a 3-inch blade. And I forgot the overall length of that one. That's about 6 1/4 overall. So again, much longer. The Begleiter is much longer than anything I'm going to be doing. So there's your size comparisons, and why not do it versus here's the Rat 2, just so you get another example of how long these are. They do have some size to them. They're a great small camp knife, etc. I think they're very useful for what they are. I would not classify them as EDC, but that's just my opinion. I know everybody else has their own opinion on what EDC would be, but I think these are all really great. That one, even though the coating started to come off, it did hold an edge, and I was cutting some pretty thick cardboard on that. And this is going around in the pass around group, so I don't know what has been done to these before, or who was cutting what. But nice, slim, sleek, lightweight camp knife or hunting knife or anything along those lines. Enzo did a really great job, and Kizer brought it to life really well. I like the offerings of the steel, the hollow ground, the thin blades. The handle materials are excellent with the G10 and the micarta. Both of them are very well done. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I might have missed yet. So, oh, they also have a rich light version of this too. So they have the burlap micarta G10, and they have a Tanto in rich light. So that is pretty awesome. All great offerings from Kizer. Let me see if I can find a price for you guys on that one. Yeah, I don't see the price for the rich light. So sorry, guys, but it might not be available on the website. But I'll put the link in the description of this video. So there you go, the Kizer Begleiter series. What do you guys think of those? I think they're awesome. I think they do serve a purpose in the knife world. And maybe you might want to pick one up. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember, subscribe, like, leave a comment, or not. That choice is always yours.